Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here, and welcome back to another Walking Dead review. I'm super late with these. I'm trying to get it caught up now. This is Season 11, Episode 10, titled New Haunts. If you haven't seen any of the episodes leading up to this one, there's going to be some serious spoilers ahead, so be wary of that. If you haven't seen any of the episodes, click off the video now, watch them, come back. This is a very Twilight Zone type episode. We get to see a lot of our characters settling in, some better than others. In particular, Magna, just for an example, she's back to being a waitress, and I doubt that's what exactly she had in mind for building a new life in the apocalypse. I certainly wouldn't, like going from I don't know, I don't know what the word would be. Maybe like a butler. If you were a butler before the apocalypse, you have to be a butler within the Commonwealth. Yeah, no. No thanks. I would not be down for that. And there are definitely some things that are askew here in the Commonwealth community. Definitely some people not fully believing in their cause. We're going to talk about it later. There's some drama that occurs later on in the episode that regards to a possible resistance against the Commonwealth. So, yeah, this episode kind of explores our heroes throughout their daily events here in the Commonwealth. There's a fair going on. It's a Halloween kind of fair with a masquerade ball in between as well. And it's 30 days. We've had 30 days within the Commonwealth. That's where we open with this. It opens with actually a funny gag or like a fake out. It seems like Daryl, RJ, and Judith might be in a house with walkers in it, but really it's just a haunted maze within the Commonwealth. I thought that was a pretty interesting touch. Really weird thing to see for an opening on The Walking Dead. That is for certain. So, we get to see that. We get to meet Pamela Milton finally in this episode. We get to meet her. We get more of Sebastian being a prick. I'll get on that later. Rosita and Daryl are being recruited for the military by Mercer, and they go through a training exercise. Daryl doesn't succeed. He fails the training exercise because apparently he wasn't there in time to save this one guy, and Mercer had to save him, which I personally think Daryl was right there. He could have had it, but I see what they're saying. Teamwork, all that. That Daryl doesn't work too well with that, unless it's like Rick or Carol or Maggie or someone within that area that he trusts like that. He's not too good with teamwork. There's no Negan in this episode, and I'll just tell you, there's no Negan in the next like 3 episodes, but I have a feeling episode 13, 14, maybe one of those will get some Negan stuff, because I miss Negan really bad. Negan is my favorite character, of course, along with Maggie. But anyway, we don't see Maggie either in this episode. There's definitely a clear divide because you don't see certain characters in this episode. Aaron is not here, Lydia is not here, Maggie's not here, Elijah, Diane from the Kingdom, she's not there as well. Just some different characters that you haven't seen in the Commonwealth yet. So along with some of the others that are getting jobs, Princess sells records. Ezekiel is running a petting zoo at the fair. Carol is baking cookies. Because of course she is. Gabriel, of course, is being the priest. And let's see. Who else didn't I touch on? Oh, Connie and Kelly are reporters for the Commonwealth News. So that's pretty cool. Yumiko obviously is a lawyer, and her brother Tommy is finally a surgeon, as Carol tries to convince Tommy to get Ezekiel ahead on the surgery, but unfortunately he's just like, there's no way that's going to happen unless he magically moves up in line, because it's a long line, and it's actually quite bullshit, because I feel like if Pamela Milton's son, Sebastian, of course, if he was injured or Pamela was injured, obviously they would be moved to the front of the line for surgery, but Ezekiel, or if like one of the politicians or a lawyer got injured, they would move them to the front of the line. But Ezekiel, since he's just a humble zookeeper, he's kind of left out of it. So Ezekiel is trying to get his surgery. He's not too eager about it, to be honest. He's kind of just chilling. He's like, I'm still looking for reasons to smile. And he talks to Carol that he, you know, just tries to tell her, it's I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I'm here with you, and we're gonna have a brand new, fresh start. And Carol is not down for just letting Ezekiel be okay with not getting surgery. She is going to do everything in her power to do it because she is Carol motherfucking Pelletier. It's hard to say her last name. Okay, okay. Anyway, she steals some wine. It's wine from this abandoned wine, I don't know, brewer place, I guess, outside of the walls, actually. She finds a place outside of the walls, and she goes outside, gets wine for Lance for the masquerade ball, and in the favor of the wine, Lance says that he will offer his assistance. So we'll see where that goes in episode 11. Speaking off of that, Lance is Lance is definitely seeking attention. They show up to the masquerade ball, and Lance is like walking up there with his pink suit, and everyone's clapping and applauding. And he thinks it's for him, and he turns around, and it's Mercer they're applauding for. That was hilarious. Mercer and Princess actually go to the masquerade ball together, which was a nice moment as well. I really like that. That's one of the best comic book relationships in my opinion. Just such a conflict of not conflict, I mean, but like such a mix of comedy and like just Mercer is very serious and stone faced. Oh man. But like I was saying, Sebastian being a prick in this episode. First of all, he says something to the regards of Rosita is like, I like volunteers, especially if they look like that. The dude literally has a girlfriend. He's with her later on in the masquerade ball. What a prick. I hate him. Pamela, of course, has her assistant Max with her, who, we'll learn more about her in the next few episodes. But anyway, Pamela honestly seems kind of interesting. She doesn't seem too threatening. Obviously, when her assistant Max is, her life is threatened later on in the episode, she's like, okay, we need to make sure this isn't a problem anywhere else in the Commonwealth, which I understand that. She's a leader. She becomes a little bit paranoid in that moment. I understand. Because this guard, and it's the same guard that Princess beat the shit out of, in last season, and he rebels against the Commonwealth. They arrest him. Daryl actually captures him after he runs away from taking Max's life hostage. He runs away, Daryl captures him, but then he gives him up to Sebastian to make Sebastian look good, I guess, to kind of gain trust with him. We'll see if that works out anymore in his favor in the coming episodes. I have a feeling no, Sebastian will still be a prick. Because he doesn't like Daryl already, because Daryl saved him when he was struggling with a walker earlier in the episode. And he was like, why did you do that? Like, he saved your life, you prick. I'm gonna call Sebastian a prick a lot in these reviews, so just get ready for that. Let's see, what else have I not touched on? Dog's in this episode as well. We get to see Dog. Honestly, that's really it. After this episode, it's a very weird episode. I do like it. It's just not a whole lot to talk about. It's just a lot of strange things happening, a lot of weird things you wouldn't expect to see out of The Walking Dead, like a fucking masquerade ball. I would never have expected to see that ever when I first watched the premiere of this series. Something important to note though is that a few side things. Connie actually knows Pamela from the beginning, before the apocalypse. She interviewed her, and she actually got her uncle, I believe, kicked out of Congress, kicked out of the White House or something. Or no, her father. Okay, Pamela's father was in the White House. Her uncle was in Congress, and Connie got her uncle kicked out of Congress. So that's how they know each other. That's something interesting, and I want to kind of put that in this video just to remember that for later on, because I feel like that's going to come into play later on once more things come to light about the Commonwealth. So, Oh, and also Daryl. Daryl watches Connie walk away after they talk to him. And Carol's like, "You should ask her to dance." And Daryl just gives her a look like, "Come on now, you know me. I ain't being tied down." Um, Leah is not in this episode, but she's gonna be in some episode in the future because she's in the trailer in a different outfit and stuff. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like she's gonna come back to do something very crazy. But other than that, thanks for watching the review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care and goodbye.